it's Alex, and welcome to Vegan with a Passport. Currently, we are in Thailand in the city of Chiang Mai, and there are 2 fully vegan hotels in this city. Today, we're going to be exploring Green Tiger House, which is known for its stunning, luscious mountain views and its breakfast buffets. By the way, this actually used to be a vegetarian hostel that temporarily closed during COVID-19. However, during that time frame, one of the owners turned vegan, and not only did they make the on-site restaurant vegan, they took this opportunity to turn this facility into a hotel instead, and all of the animal-based products were replaced with vegan products. So all of the amenities, the bedding, and all of the furnishings on-site are vegan. Now let's go ahead and explore Green Tiger House. Let's start with the room tour. There are 3 categories of rooms to choose from, with the main difference being size. I decided to go with the superior room, which is the largest room that is offered. I found this room to be simplistic, but yet include all of the necessary functionalities. Also, my room came with this gorgeous view of the mountains. And my room also had these large windows for me to thoroughly enjoy the view. And there was also a balcony. Also, the bedding was comfortable and breathable. There was enough insulation to keep me warm during those chilly and rainy nights in Chiang Mai, but also enough breathability so that I wouldn't burn up during the midday. And yes, I was sleeping during the day, okay? This is vacation. Anyway, as for the bathroom toiletries, they felt great on my skin. And they felt as if they were made of high quality. Now, the only kind of my specific room, and this may just have been the location since my room was at the very end of the corridor, was that I found the Wi-Fi to be notoriously slow. However, you are free to go to the lobby 24/7 to use your laptop, and the Wi-Fi there was pretty fast. Now, if your room doesn't have a mountain view, or if you just want the ultimate view from the 4th floor, you're more than welcome to come to the terrace any time of the day or night, and you can also get complimentary tea and coffee here. Speaking of restaurant, let's discuss food. This is a space where you can eat all day, and on top of it, when you book a room here, you automatically get breakfast included in your room rate. Also, you may see an occasional furry friend that meows at the cafe. Meet Hero the cat, and his favorite snacks are corn and mangoes. Let's first start with breakfast. I don't even know where to start. Now, the breakfast buffet is more so an order-to-table experience where you are given a menu and you order a la carte. However, there's no limit to what you order as long as you eat your food. Also, some of the dishes can be served half portion, and all of the ingredients are made in-house, so this is truly a unique dining experience. Let's just go in the order of what I ate. On the second morning of my stay, I ended up going with this coconut yogurt bowl. It ended up being mixed with watermelon, banana, pineapple, and papaya. Now, I personally found the coconut flavor to be overpowering in the yogurt, but I did find the fruit to be delicious. And it tasted fresh. For my main, I ended up choosing the traditional Northern Thai breakfast set. The dish came with a side of rice and also came with a side of vegan nam prik ong. And nam prik ong is a sauce that's usually made with sea animals, but in this case, it was made with tofu, and as usual, it also was made with chili and tomatoes. And the main part of this dish was seasonal boiled and raw vegetables. On my particular day, I ended up having a variety of raw lettuces and cucumbers. And I also had steamed broccoli, steamed carrots, steamed long beans, and steamed cabbage. Now, all the vegetables were steamed to the point where they were somewhat soft and easy to digest, but they still maintained a small amount of crunch. And that nam prik ong was mouth-watering. Now, this is how you spice up vegetables. The next morning, I opted for a fruit platter which came with watermelon, pineapple, mango, and papaya. And then for my main dish, I decided to go with red curry with white rice. And I found the red curry to be another flavorful dish from the restaurant. For my 4th morning, I asked if I could just have a mango instead of a fruit platter, and they ended up serving this large mango to me sliced into small square pieces. On the previous mornings, I have been requesting tea, but on this particular morning, I decided to ask for some orange juice to mix things up. And I could tell that orange juice was freshly squeezed out of that kitchen. Now for my main dish, I decided to order the black sesame pancakes. Now I'm not really sure why I thought sesame flour was going to be used, and reflecting, I'm not even sure that's even a thing. I saw the word black and I just assumed that I would get black pancakes made from sesame flour. They end up tasting just like your regular sweetened pancakes with no sesame flavor. However, the pancakes did have bursts of crunchiness from the sesame seeds that were embedded inside of the pancakes. And these pancakes came with this homemade raspberry jam, and this was the highlight of the dish. And it also came with a fluffy and yummy side of coconut whipped cream. The next morning, I decided to try this bagel sandwich that I had been eyeing people ordering for days. It seemed to be the most popular item, just by looking around. I also skipped my starter and went with a second entree this time, rice soup. Now the rice soup was, well, watery rice. And there's no seasoning either. Now it's okay because that bagel sandwich was delicious. And I could taste the chives and that creamy tasting cream cheese. Now, although the sliced cheese had this interesting state of not being fully melted, but also not fully solid, it was yummy and did have a cheesy taste to it. And those vegetables and avocado added a delicious flavor profile to that sandwich. And the bagel bread was soft. The dish also came with a side of potatoes, and it tasted like a well-seasoned potato salad. On my sixth and last morning, it was a bittersweet feeling as I was leaving for my next plant-based hotel adventure in Koh Samui, which that video is up and you can watch it after you finish this video. Thank you. I decided to go with tofu scramble for my main dish. I had been drinking this Thai herbal tea, which is delicious by the way, but I decided to switch things up and try the delicious matcha this time. And then lastly, I got a fruit platter and also bread, which came with vegan butter and homemade mango jam on the side. Now I'm cautious when I use this word, but the mango jam that came with that bread was phenomenal. And I wish they would have sold a jar of the mango jam because I would have taken some jam home. Now as for the scrambled tofu, it was mixed with mushrooms and tomatoes. Now I personally didn't find the scrambled tofu to have an eggy flavor per se. However, with the mushrooms, the tomatoes, and the seasonings added, it was a delicious breakfast. Also, the scrambled tofu had a really fluffy texture to it, which I loved. Now the restaurant serves more than just breakfast. They also serve lunch and dinner, and the menu options are plentiful. I ended up having several delicious and refreshing drinks from the cafe. This included a mango passion fruit lassi, and this ended up having a great balance between the tangy yogurt taste and the fruit notes. I also had a butterfly pea tea drink, and I also had juices such as green juices with green vegetables, and I also had this red beverage which had vegetables and beets in it. I also ended up trying khao soi, which is a must when visiting Chiang Mai. Just be sure to get a vegan one, as many khao sois have chicken broth and egg noodles on the top. In lieu of fried egg noodles on the top, vegan versions will have fried rice noodles on the top and will be made with vegetable broth. Unfortunately, this particular khao soi fell short and didn't have much flavor. I'm not sure if this was like an off day or something, because most of the dishes I had from this cafe didn't taste anything like this. Speaking of dishes falling short, the one of the dish that fell short for me was the tiramisu. The taste and the texture reminded me of a raw, mushy, over-sweetened cake. Next time, I'll go for that bomb-looking mango cake instead. When they have it in stock, people kept buying it. Ugh. Now for some redemption points, which I didn't think the cafe needed, but anyway, I ended up ordering this Burmese salad, and the vegetables in the salad tasted fresh. And there was also a nutty taste to it. I could taste that yummy oil-based salad dressing infused with spices, and the peanuts gave the Burmese salad a lovely crunch. And last but far from least is the sour plum soup. Now I'm not really sure if I could distinguish the plum flavor, to be honest, and I also don't eat plum, so to be fair. But the sour notes in this soup, wow. I was hesitant with ordering, but this ended up being a flavor-bursting soup, and it ended up being one of my favorite dishes from this restaurant. The soup had a wonderful mixture of sour notes while still being able to taste the savory ingredients such as the tofu, the mushrooms, and the chives. And it also came with a side of garlic rice. The staff were also quickly responsive to my email before my visit, and they overall were very welcoming and were so sweet. They were also willing to help whenever needed. I enjoyed my 6 days at the hotel, the stunning views from my room, and this was a breakfast I was willing to wake up for, even though breakfast ended at 10 a.m. Oh goodness. Overall, I had a wonderful stay and I can't wait to stay here the next time I'm in Chiang Mai.